Okay. All right, you guys, thank you all for being here in spite of the heat and the dry. So make sure that if you need it, you've got something to drink so that you can stay hydrated. Let's bring our hands to the tops of our thighs. Take a deep inhale through your nose and a deep exhale through the mouth, gentle ha sound. Ha. Good. And let's do that again. And good. And then one more time, deep inhale. Beautiful. From this place, allow your eyes to gently close if they haven't already. And with your eyes closed, take a moment and bring index and second finger to the jaw muscle. And just very gently and slowly take a moment to massage the jaw muscle, big masseter muscle. Allow the movement to go in both directions. Just feel the connection. Then what I'd like you to do is take that same index finger and second finger, and I want you to find the place where the jaw and the bottom part of your cheekbone meet. And I want you to just kind of gently press up in there. And take a moment and notice if you have any kind of sensation on either the left side or the right side. So a lot of times, without us really realizing it, we tighten our jaw or we clench our jaw throughout the day, or we might tighten or clench our jaw at night. So right now we're just putting a very gentle pressure right up in there. And as you put that gentle pressure right there, I invite you to take a moment and open your jaw as wide as you can and stretch. And then let it relax. And again, take the first two fingers, allow them to come down, and then just gently stretch up and in to that same space. And now again, notice if the sensation is the same or if it has increased or decreased. And again, holding the pressure there, gentle sensation. This time I invite you to let your jaw move to the right and to the left. And again, then gently let it relax. And one more time, gently draw the fingers up and into that space between the jawbone and the cheekbone. And if your fingers begin to slide towards your nose along the bottom of the cheekbone, that's fine. And then when they begin to touch the rounded part of the cheekbone, just let it gently relax and release. Take a moment, allow your hands to come back down to the tops of the thighs. One more time, take a deep inhale and yawn, widening the jaw. If you feels appropriate, allow your tongue to come out. Stretching the tongue, and then let your jaw soften again. And just see if you notice a difference in the amount of pressure that's in your head and the amount of tension that's in your face. One more thing that we can do just to kind of release any tension that we might be feeling in our face is I want you to take your index fingers and you're going to come to the beginning of where your eyebrows are, closest in towards the nose. And with your index fingers, you're just very gently going to Stretch up. So you're moving up towards the forehead. And then just gently still stretching with the tension lines of the skin. Allow the index fingers to come along the top of the eyebrows. Stretching very gently along the top of the eyebrows. And then coming down along the edge of the skull. Back by the temples. And then allow the second finger to join the index finger and just do a very large circle along the temple. Just releasing. And again, notice if there's any sensation between the two sides. And then let it release. Again, bringing your hands down, palms facing up to the tops of the thighs. Take a moment here and notice where your gaze is. So during the day, as we're in our beta brainwaves, we tend to be very focused through our eyes. So our awareness of our body tends to center directly ahead. And as we're coming into our breath, I invite you to allow the awareness first to come a little bit more internal, to behind the eyes, and then allow your awareness to come behind you. Get a sense of the back side of your body and the space around the back of your body, 1 to 2 feet out. And then gently bring that awareness out around the sides of the body. So along the sides of the shoulders, the arms, down along the sides of the legs. Begin to discover awareness beneath you. How does the sensation of the cushion feel as you're sitting? Hips gently higher than the knees. And then also find sensation and awareness from the cushion all the way down to the earth, where the outside edges of your lower legs and your ankles and your feet are resting. And if it feels appropriate, you can go even a little bit deeper than that. And then coming from that deep sense of awareness down below, then bring your awareness further out in front of you. So it's almost as if you're looking back at yourself about 2 to 3 feet away. And then finally allow the awareness to come from in front of you to up above you. Bring awareness and a sense of space to above your head, and then reaching 1 to 2 feet above. And then see if you can encompass your awareness in this greater ball of space that you've just made for yourself. According to many different martial arts practices, you should truly only have awareness of the front of your body should be about 15% of your body's attention, your brain's attention. The rest of the attention, the other 85%, should be on all the other different parts of space that your body inhabits. So we're just holding a complete circle, a complete 100%, above, below, and back, in front. And holding this space, begin to move yourself into your deep diaphragmatic breath, starting with your low belly, feeling that expansion out. And as you do that, notice if suddenly your sense of space changes, and see if you can continue to hold front, back, top, bottom. As you inhale, filling with the low belly, gently coming to the solar plexus, and then up to the heart. And then as you exhale, coming from the heart, going to the solar plexus, and then gently squeezing in through the low belly. If that was difficult to hold the sense of space, front, back, top, bottom, this time as you inhale, focus on feeling the breath go from the sits bones and then traveling up the back of your spine. And notice that as you do that, if it becomes easier to bring the awareness to all parts of your body. At the top of your breath, if you choose to hold your breath for 1 to 2 counts, feel it circulate in that area above your head. And then as you exhale, allow the breath to cascade back down, coming from that high point all the way back down to below the sits bones. And if that makes it easier for you to hold all of you, front, back, top, bottom, follow that breath so that as you inhale, you feel it come from below you and rise up your back all the way to above the head. Gently holding for 1 to 2 counts if it feels appropriate. And then as you exhale, feel the awareness of the breath cascade down the front, coming back to below the sits bones. And just begin to follow that circle of breath. If it helps your body and your awareness to stay within the full circle. Following your pattern of breath, go ahead and take 3 more cycles, following whatever pattern feels best and most natural for you. At the end of the 3rd breath, we're going to go ahead and take our hands and place them over our heart, palms facing down. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and now move into sound and vibration. We'll sing the sound of ah, the sound of oh, the sound of ooh. And on your 4th breath, I invite you to set your intent for your practice today, making it an I am statement. Something that you most need, something that you most desire. So when you're ready, filling your body with breath, letting it travel up from the sits bones to above the head. then when you're ready, gently allow your hands to come back to the tops of the thighs, palms facing up. One more time as you take a deep inhale, feel the breath come from below the sits bones, traveling up the spine, resting at the top above the head, and then gently exhaling as a gentle waterfall coming all the way back down, and again, grounding below the sits bones. With your eyes still closed, let your arms come down to the side, and when you're ready, take a really deep inhale, lengthening all the way out and through the fingers. Eyes are still closed, reaching and lengthening through the arms, stretching through the trunk, allowing the palms to touch at the very top, and then exhale, gently drawing hands down to the center of the body at the heart, thumbs resting at the heart point on the sternum. Take another full deep inhale. And this time as you exhale, again, release the hands. And then inhale, this time lengthening. You're going to pause with your palms facing forward, approximately shoulder height, with your eyes soft. Gently open, gentle smile. Okay, here's what I want you to do. See if, with your eyes open, you can continue to create awareness behind, in front, top, and bottom. What I want you to do is lengthen away through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, I want you to squeeze gently those inner edges of the shoulder blades, gently drawing them together. Inhale, let it release, lengthen back through the fingertips. Bring the arms down now slightly. And again, deep inhale. Exhale, squeeze gently inner edges of the shoulder blades. Let it relax. Deep inhale, bring the arms up slightly. As you exhale, gently squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades, knowing that each angle moves into a different part of the shoulder. And let it relax. Lower the arms down. Now, we're going to float a little bit. Rather than make this herky-jerky, I want you to see if it feels like you can do this as if you were in water. So it's very smooth. So we're lifting through one shoulder. And as that one drops down, lift through the other shoulder. And then just very gently allow the trunk and your torso to move into this so that this becomes very fluid and potentially freeing. And then relax, coming back down. Feel as if you're just in this gentle space of water, gentle wave. And then inhale, lengthen again, arms out. This time, I want you to see if you can feel the shoulders roll forward. So take this front of the shoulders, beautiful. And then inhale, come back to center. And again, roll those shoulders forward. And then let it release. Good. Dropping the arms down. Now roll the shoulders forward. Notice if there's a change as you roll from different planes. Good. And again, roll it forward. And let it release. And now inhale up. And allow the shoulders to roll forward. And let it release, coming back. Bonnie's going to join us. Yay, go Bonnie. And roll it forward. Good. Now this time I want you to sweep it up, and then I want you to draw your arms behind. If it feels possible, I want you to interlace your fingers. So usually what happens when we do this is that we pull from the front. Instead, what I want you to do is from this place. I want you to squeeze, and I'm going to go ahead and turn myself a little bit so that it's easier for you guys to see. What I want you to do is, rather than coming from the front, I want you to simply squeeze a little bit from the back. So taking this angle and then just gently taking those inner edges of the shoulder blades, squeeze. And then let it release. And then one more time. Deep inhale. And exhale, squeeze. And we're coming from those back edges. And then let it relax. Let the arms float down by the side. Okay. One more thing before we move into bigger movement. Let's check in with our neck. A lot of times what I find is that when we do things with the shoulders, the neck suddenly goes, oh, we have more space, let's move, okay? So starting with your left ear, moving towards your left shoulder, gently exhale, bring that over. And just play with that idea. And if your body says yes and you'd like to just increase this so that you can increase the awareness of what's going on in your neck, just gently draw a line down towards the floor with your nose so you're shifting your gaze towards the floor. That left ear is still tipped towards that left shoulder. Bring awareness to how that feels through the neck. And then inhale, gently bring your eyes back to in front of you. Notice that because we have our eyes open, did we lose awareness behind or top and bottom? And see if you can bring that back. And then when you're ready, gently draw a line, gaze begins to move up towards the ceiling. And you're being very gentle, very mindful with this, just kind of checking in to see what kind of sensation you've got going on in your neck today. And then gently, slowly release, coming back to center. And then inhale and bring the head up. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, gently as you exhale, draw that right ear towards that right shoulder. And just take a moment to notice if the side is a little bit different. Notice if you still have that nice release going on through your jaw. And when you're ready, gently draw a line with your nose as you tip your gaze towards the floor. Right ear is still rolling towards that right shoulder. Take a moment to notice how it feels on this side versus the other side. Breathing gently, breathing fully, and then gently draw your gaze back to center. And then if it feels appropriate, go ahead, draw a line upwards so that the gaze begins to move up. Oh, and just notice any kind of tension, stress, restriction that's going on in your neck. Breathe into it. See if you can soften into it. And then gently, slowly, gaze comes back ahead. And inhale. Off. And then just kind of check in. How's everything feeling through underneath the collarbone, through the shoulders, the shoulder blades? We all feeling pretty good. Okay. All right. Yahoo. Okay. From here, we're going to come on to tabletop. And I want you to have your chair handy over in the corner. Okay? So starting in tabletop, everybody here? All right. Awesome sauce. Good job. Okay, you guys. So from here, we're going to play a little bit with balance. Okay? Please, I want you to take this from a space of being playful. You know, like when you were like 3 and you were doing this kind of stuff, or 4 or 5, or like your grandbabies were 2, 3, 4, 5. They would giggle and think it was like really fun. I would like you to find that same fun. Okay? So I want you to begin by lengthening into that left leg. And we're just going to do some gentle circles with that left ankle. breathe. And then gentle circles going in the opposite direction. Okay. For this next bit, I'm going to change myself around really quickly just so that you can see. So we've got the left leg back here. I guess I have to get a little further forward. Left leg back here, we're doing our nice little circles. Now what I want you to do is, keeping this upper leg parallel to the floor, I want you to bend the knee, flex the knee. And after you've done that, now what I want you to do is turn your hip out. Okay? There you go, good. Beautiful. So the knee is bent, and the knee is actually pointing away. So using your knee, I want you to draw circles with your knee, moving in both directions. Drawing circles with the knee. Beautiful, you guys. That looks awesome. Okay? Bring it back up so that that upper leg is parallel to the ceiling and the lower leg is parallel to the floor. Then, if your body says yes, I want you to straighten the leg and point through the toes. Oh, yeah. So it might be that this is going to be the entire movement for you. You may find that the left fingertips, it works better if you're up on your left fingertips as you ground into the right hand. Remember, if that's too much extension for the right hand, do a soft fist. Here we go. Circles through the hips, both directions. Good. And then bend into the knee. Okay, coming back out. There you go, good. So we're now, again, at a 90-degree angle from our body, and then gently draw the leg down. Okay, and then from here, if you need to use soft fist, use soft fist. What we're gonna do is now that we're back in tabletop, I want you to sweep your hips over to the left and just sink into that opening through that left hip joint. Beautiful, you guys. And just breathe. And then gently come up. Okay, so now we're going to do this on the right side. So you're going to begin, lengthen into that right leg. Good. With your toes, I want you to draw circles so that you can open through the ankle. Do it in both directions. Beautiful, you guys. Good. Now, you're going to bend the knee so that the sole of the foot is up towards the ceiling. And then from here, you're going to shift your plane of gravity. You're going to bring your knee out and the ankle down. Okay, if you need to come up onto the right fingers, do so. And now leading with the knee, I want you to draw circles in both directions with the knee. So we're just warming up our joints a little bit, waking things up. All right, if your body says yes, you're going to take this one more step. You're going to straighten your leg. So you're going to extend through the knee. Toes are pointing towards me. You're going to draw a circle using your toes from the hip and move that in both directions. Beautiful, you guys. Last part, bend back into the knee and then gently drop the leg down. And now this time I want you to sweep the hips over to the right. And just gently stretch into the hips. Good. Gently bring yourself up. Because we've been doing so much extension through the wrists to do this, what I invite you to do now, and this is going to be very gentle, you're going to flex your wrists. So you're going to bring your wrists so that the palm is facing up and fingertips are pointing back towards the knees. You're going to keep as much bend in the elbow as you need to so that you're not putting too much pressure into that wrist joint. And then let it release. Now I want you to draw circles with your wrist, making a fist. Do it in both directions. Good. Let the hand come back down. If it needs to come into a soft fist, allow it to do that. Same thing with the left hand. Reverse the hand. So now you're on the dorsal side of your hand, the top side of your hand. Fingers are going to point back towards the knees. You've got as much bend in that elbow as you need to keep the joint safe. And breathe. And when you're ready, release the hand, make a fist, circles into the joint, into the wrist joint, both directions. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Okay, from here, I want you to take a little bit of a step up, however much you need, so that your hands can come on this lower bar of your chair. If this is too close for your shoulders, meaning there's not enough space between your hands, feel free to hold on to the outer edge on the legs of the chair. And then gently, and please be mindful of the flexion of your knees so you can keep your torso more upright, or as long as it's comfortable, you can begin to sink hips towards heels, and then just gently lengthen into the shoulders and deep into the serratus anterior and a little bit, oh yummy, into the shoulder girdle. And you're just breathing, let everything soften. Take a moment, if you feel that you need it, to close your eyes and come back into finding the space around your body. Now that you are in a different plane of gravity, how does it feel in front, which is now below you? How does it feel in back, which is now above you? How does it feel to the end of the feet? How does it feel above the head? And just breathe. And then very gently, slowly, lift your hips and release your hands. Walk your knees back just a little bit. And so now again, we're going to play. So I want you to begin by lengthening this time into that right leg. And I want you to lengthen in front into the left arm. There you go. Beautiful, you guys. Find your balance right there. And then gently release it. Come back down. Changing sides. I want you to lengthen into that left leg. Lifting and lengthening into that right arm. Finding your balance here. Gently let it release. Hand and foot come down, or hand and knee come down. Again, I want you to lengthen into the right leg, lengthen into the left arm. Now we're going to stair step this up, one piece. So please go with what feels best. I want you to begin by sweeping this left arm, which I'm waving at you, out to the side so it comes to shoulder height. Then if that feels comfortable, you're going to take that right leg and sweep it out so that the toes are pointing away. And breathe. Find the balance. Use your core. And then gently release. Leg comes back. Arm comes forward. They come down. All right, one more. Lengthen into that left leg. Lengthen into the right arm. When you're ready, bring that right arm out so that it's shoulder height. And then gently bring that. There we go. Left leg out. Release the leg. Release the arm. Gently walk those knees forward. One more time. Hands at the low bar of the chair or to the side. And gently take whatever variation of child's pose feels best. Come back into your breath. Feel your body release and relax. Take 3 more cycles of breath right here. Okay. From here, bring your torso up. Let your hands come to the seat of the chair. Please make sure that you have at least 2 legs on your mat because you're going to put some pressure on this chair, and I don't want you to slip. 4 legs on the sticky mat is even better. Okay? So from here, with the hands up on the chair, we're going to begin to work into our feet. So I want you to bring the hips up slightly. Curl underneath the toes. Push the hips back towards the heels. Check in with your body. Is that comfortable? If that's not comfortable, come back down onto the tops of the feet. If your body says yes, you're going to press down through your hands. So you're pressing down into the seat. You're going to lift through your hips and bring your torso up. There you go, good. And lengthen. Now, I want you to see if you can get your torso long and your legs fairly straight. If that's too much for the knees or the hamstrings, I want you to bend into the knees. Beautiful, good, you guys. Very nice. Very, very nice. Check in with your body and observe how that feels. From here, you're going to bend into your knees as much as you need to, and I want you to walk your feet up, closer to the seat of the chair, and then drawing in through the core, using your glute muscles, press down through your feet, and gently bring yourself up, okay? All right, I'm going to change our camera angle here real quickly. Okay. Oh, yay. I'm watching people actually take drinks of water to take care of themselves. Yes, thank you. So appreciate it. Okay, flip your chair, you guys. So now we have the back of our chair towards us. We're going to use this as an assist as we play with some lunges, okay? So I want you to start by taking that right leg and taking a very large step back. Okay, everybody got that? Your heel on this one is actually up. If you feel like you've got more space, like you can take a wider stance, you're going to do a little foot walk, a toe walk, and bring that left leg a little bit closer to the back of the chair, okay? So now we're in a lunge. Are we good? Good? Okay. Test your balance. See if you can release. Good. Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to shift our gaze. So place one hand on the back of the chair. Inhale. Bring the other arm up. And now I want you to shift your gaze up towards the ceiling, as long as that feels safe for your neck. Before we release the second arm, I want you to squeeze into the glutes gently, but make them fire. Use them as stabilizers. And then when you're ready, float the second arm up. Hands are wider than the shoulders. Breathe fully. Can you feel your body in the back? So again, we're looking at our little circle of space. And then gently release one arm. The other arm, allow the gaze to come forward. And when you're ready, step that right foot up. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on this side. When you're ready, I want you to step that left foot back. Okay, you are on the ball of the foot. The heel is gently lifted. Again, if you feel that you can do more, you're going to toe walk that right leg forward. Okay, so find yourself really stable here. First thing, can you release your hands and just come down? Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Good. All right, we're going to shift where we're looking. So take one arm, inhale up. Hand is wider than the shoulders. Allow the gaze to follow the hand. so that you're gazing towards the ceiling. Make sure that you can still swallow. That's going to tell you that you are not overextending through the front of the neck. Squeeze again through the glutes. Get really stable, and then lift the other arm. Breathe here. And then gently shift the gaze, hands come down. Very gently step, left foot up. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, so since y'all did that so well, we're gonna move ourselves into a warrior one variation, Virabhadrasana 1. So we're gonna go back to the first side. And what we're going to do is take this right leg and bring it back. This time, instead of having the ball of the foot on the mat and the heel up, I want you to pivot your foot so that the toes are facing away from you, so that you can have the entire sole of the foot on the ground. Now, because we have an assist of the chair, I want you to take the front edges of your hips and make sure that both of them are facing the chair. It may mean that with this left leg, you are going to need to sidestep that foot slightly out. We want both hips facing forward. Okay? When you're here, I want you to take a moment and I want you to gently squeeze a little bit into that right glute so that you're really planting through that right leg. Okay? Notice if that helps you feel a little bit more secure in this posture. We've got a gentle bend into the left knee, making sure that the knee and ankle are still stacked. When you're ready, we're going to inhale both arms up this time, wider than shoulder width, and allow the gaze to come up. Breathe. Take a moment and I want you to feel the shoulders move up towards the ears. And then when you're ready, slide the shoulders down, coming from the lower points of the shoulder blade. Check in for a moment and make sure that you are still squeezing through that right hip. And then when you're ready, gently release the arms, gaze comes back forward. Hands are going to come to the chair. You're going to take this left foot and you're going to bring it a little bit more back to the center and let this be the apex of a triangle. So the backs of the chair legs form the base of the triangle and your foot is the point, okay? So notice that my foot is much closer to me. I've only got a space of about 2 feet. From here, we're going to now move into, and I'm going to need to back it up just a little bit more. We're going to move into warrior 3. So what I want you to do is put a gentle bend into this knee. Now I want you to shift it and squeeze into that left glute. Lift the right foot up. Gently press down. If you can straighten into that left leg, that's great. And as you lift the right leg, allow your torso to come down. So pretty much what you're going to do is make yourself into a human T. Please make sure that you are continuing to fire through that left glute. Make sure that you are not overextending into that left knee. So if you need to put a micro bend into that left knee, do it. Breathe. Last part. Try releasing one hand. Try releasing both. Breathe. Oh my goodness, today. Woo! My balance. Deep breath. And then bring your hands back. Bring that left leg down. Oh yeah. Yummy. How are we feeling, you guys? Good. A little bit of humility. Yes, even the teacher falls out of the poses. Yahoo! Yay! Okay. All right. From here, bring your hands down to the back of the seat. Let your feet come wide. So they're either hip distance wide or a little bit more. Bend into the knees and slide the hips back so that you're lengthening through the spine. Oh. And as you're doing this, as the knees are bent, the hips are moving back towards the heel of the foot. Squeeze into those glutes. Press down through the feet. And if you're noticing that your shoulders are up towards your ears, just simply take the lower edges of the shoulders and slide them down towards your waist, creating space. And then gently, slowly release. Release the glutes by straining into the legs. Take your torso, walk your hands up to the back of the chair, and then walk your feet forward. Beautiful, you guys. Look at you go. Yay! All right, second side. This time, we're going to go ahead and bring that right leg forward. Left leg is now going to step back, and just like the other side, rather than staying on the ball of the foot and letting the heel come high, I want you to point the toes out and come all the way down onto the sole of the foot. Okay, so we're about 3 feet apart. As long as that's comfortable, I want you to check in, making sure that both hip bones are facing straight to the back of the chair. If it feels tight through this left hip, I want you to sidewalk that right foot out slightly so that you've got more space. I want you to feel the hips stay straight. You're going to put a gentle bend into that right knee. And before we do anything else, I want you to squeeze through that left glute. Find the anchor. Then from here, inhale, arms out and up, wider than shoulder width. Let the gaze come forward and up. And breathe here. Take a moment to notice if your shoulders are up at your ears, and if they are, just gently slide the shoulders back down. Hugging the muscle to the bone, really strong, coming from that left glute. And then shift, gaze comes forward, arms come down. Let your hands come to the back of the chair. And now this time, you're going to take that right leg, and again, you're going to make the point of the triangle with your foot. So the back legs of the chair make the base of the triangle, and that right foot is the point. Put a gentle bend into this right knee. Shift your body weight and just kind of make whatever adjustment you need to so that you've got the right amount of space. Get very light so that you can lift that left leg. Gently work on bringing that left leg up so that it is long and it is parallel to the floor. The torso comes down. Take a moment here and make sure that you are squeezing into that right glute. Making sure that you're keeping a micro bend in the knees so that you are not hyperextending into the knee. If your body says yes, try lengthening and letting your arms go from the back of the chair. You've got the back of the chair right there so that if you need to touch, you can touch. Breathe. Find your balance. And then gently, slowly release. Hands come to the back of the chair first. Put a gentle bend back and then let right knee slowly lower the left. Again, coming wider than hip distance. Lengthen the hands, coming down onto the back of the seat. And again, gentle bend into the knees so the hips and the glutes are coming back towards the ankles so that we're just finding that really yummy length. Squeeze into the glutes as the knees are bent, pressing down through the feet. Feel the shoulders slide down, away from the ears. And then gently release the glutes, straighten the legs, as long as that feels comfortable for your hamstrings. Gently bring the torso up, hands come to the back, and then gently walk yourself forward. Okay, you guys, how are we doing today? Are we good? Yes? Okay, all right. Okay, there's one more thing I would like us to practice, you guys. And that is, as long as you're comfortable with this, we're going to come down onto our bellies. So finding our bellies long. I want you to take your hands as far enough away from the sides of your body as you need to, so that you can feel the elbows roll towards the waist. So rather than having chicken wings out, the elbows come back along the sides. Fingers are spread wide. I want you to feel like you have fingers that are like a starfish. They're there for support. Moving into a very gentle Cobra, Bhujangasana. When you're ready, I want you to take a deep inhale. Come from the belly. And however much you moved up, as you exhale, allow the breath to release and gently lower yourself back down. And we're going to do that again. Deep inhale. Allow the breath to move your torso up, and then as you exhale, allow it to bring you back down. This time, you're going to take a deep inhale. And instead of allowing the breath to release you back down, you're going to use your arms as a gentle support so that as you exhale, you can stay where you are. And again, deep inhale. Fill your belly, allow it, if it feels appropriate, to bring you up a little bit more. And before you exhale, engage your arms and hold where you are so that you can exhale and stay. And then one more time, deep inhale. Exhale, and you are where you are, so you stayed. And then one more time, deep inhale. If you feel like you can move up a little bit more, move up a little bit more. Beautiful, you guys, that looks awesome. And then as you exhale, let it all come down. And breathe. We're going to move into just a little bit of a stretch. So I want you to take that left arm and bring it out so that it's T formation, which means palm is facing down and it's about shoulder height. Your right hand you're going to use as support. So you're going to press down through that right hand and you're going to begin to roll your body onto the left side. We're going to take this just a little bit further because right now my legs are long, and we're going to ask just a little bit more. So as long as your body says yes, so pay very close attention to what your body is asking. Remember how we bent at the knee before when we were on coming from tabletop. You're going to bend your knee and you're going to bring the sole of your foot down and in front. And everybody see that? There you go, beautiful, good, nice. And then I want you to release the leg, stack it back, ankle to ankle. Legs are long. Roll yourself back down. Now we're going to do the other side. And I'm just going to change sides really quickly so that I can watch you all. So this time, coming from our belly, you're going to bring, I'm waving that right hand, you're going to bring that right hand out, shoulder height, palm facing down. You're going to take this left hand now, let it lead. and you're going to press down and gently roll yourself onto that right side. There you go, good. Beautiful. So our inner ankle bones are stacked, our hips are stacked. Pause here, make sure that this is comfortable. If you have a little bit more that you would like to play with, you're going to bend into this left knee and bring the sole of the foot onto the mat and breathe. One more breath. And then I want you to release that left leg, stacking the legs once again. Come back onto your belly. Okay. Hands are again at either side. This time, you're going to play with what feels best for your body. You're going to press into the palms. Bring the torso up. Shift the hips up so that now we're in a tabletop posture. If flexion in the knees is not a problem, you're going to press your hips back and take downward and take child's pose. If flexion of the knees is not a happy place for you, you're going to walk your hands out. So this way you're not flexing into the knees near as much. Crown of the head comes onto the mat. So either way is fine. Please do what feels best. Breathe here. From whichever location you are in, what you're going to do is you're going to lift your torso and this left arm that's extended and has a nice space underneath it, you're going to turn the palm of the right hand, slide it under so that you can very gently begin to come down and rest on the outer edge of that right shoulder, okay? So you can do this from here, or you can also do this from your child's pose, okay? Both are possible. So please do what feels best for your body. Then breathe. Notice that we've got a nice little twist going. So breathe and relax. Take a moment to notice if you completely redirected your awareness back to the front of the body, and see if you can again find your circle of awareness, front to back, top to bottom. Breathing fully. And then you're going to press into that left hand, slide that right shoulder out. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So, no matter where you are, whether you are with hips high so that you're not overly flexing into the knees, or back here in extended child's pose, you're going to lift up a little bit so that now this right arm has got a lot of space under it. You're going to turn the palm of the left hand, sliding it away, come down onto that left shoulder, and feel that wonderful stretch and that opening. So from here, again, you can do this with hips high, or you can come from back here in child's pose and do the same thing. So please take where it feels best for your body, okay? Lots of opportunity. So just play. 2 more cycles of breath. And then from here, gently press back into this right hand, slide that left arm out, and once again, come into whatever variation of child's pose feels best, whether it's hips slightly higher, coming onto the top of the forehead, or whether it's hips to heels. It really doesn't matter. Please take what feels best for your body. And as you're here, play with the idea that you can actually feel awareness into your armpits, and you can feel them begin to stretch and open. And breathe. Beautiful, you guys. Very nice. Okay. Very gently, very slowly. From here, if your body says yes, this is going to be a big movement. You're going to lift your hips, coming back into tabletop. Curl underneath your toes. Press your hips back towards your toes. If this feels like it's too much, what I want you to do is go to your chair and gently walk yourself up. If you want to try this, I'm sinking my hips all the way back to my heels. And now I'm placing the bottom of my palm strongly into my mat. So I'm anchoring through the bottom of my palm. I'm going to press down and forward through the bottom of my palm so that my knees come up off the mat. This is called squat dog. From here, if your body says yes, you're going to gently lengthen into your legs and bring yourself into downward facing dog. From this posture, you're simply going to shift your gaze and walk your feet up in between your hands. Squeeze through your glutes and either roll up one vertebrae at a time or come up with a flat back. Woo! Beautiful, you guys. Look at you go. Awesome sauce. You guys look great. How does everybody feel? I know, we're doing a little bit more than we used to. Okay, here we go. So, I'd like us to do one more thing, to play with one more thing, because we've been doing so much in terms of our shoulder girdle, in terms of opening to the back, opening to the front, opening the back, opening the front, and now we've been doing balance. So I want you to grab your chair again. Okay. The first piece to this, so we're going to do Garudasana, eagle pose. So what I want you to do is find your feet in Tadasana. So I want you to start by spreading wide through your toes. There you go. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, first balancing part of Tadasana. You're going to take one hand, place it on the back of your chair just in case you need it. You're going to bring this right leg, cross it over at the ankles. This is the first part. Release your hands. Can you balance here? Beautiful, you guys. Okay, let your hands come down, uncross. If your body said yes to that, what I want you to do next is I want you to bend gently into your knees. So, feet are still forward. You're squeezing a little bit more through the glutes. And this time, it's as if you're sitting in a chair and you're going to cross your legs. So place one hand on the back of your chair. Bring this right leg again up and over. And you're going to squeeze those thighs together. So there's no space between your thighs. Now, lift your torso upright and see if you can balance without the chair. Oh, look at you go. Good. Beautiful. Awesome. Hands to the chair. Unwind the leg. Okay. All right. Now we're going to bring our arms into this, eagle arms. I want you to wave your right hand. That one's going to come underneath. Sweep the arms forward, wrap deeply so that that right arm is underneath. The left hand now comes all the way around. If that's too much, take your hands to your shoulders. Okay? Here we go. First part. Shift your body weight into the left leg. Bring that right leg across. See if you can balance. Beautiful, you guys. If balance is okay, release. Bend into the knees. Good. Now, one more time. Bring. Here we go. Right leg up and over. Just like you're sitting, squeeze those thighs together. And now straighten into the torso. Look at you go. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Remember, we're playing, so if you fall, laugh. Please laugh. And then gently release. Unwind your legs. Unwind your arms. Deep inhale. This time what I want you to do is I'm waving now with my left hand. I'm going to take my left hand around my right wrist. Bring your arms back. And we've got a nice gentle bend through the elbows. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently roll yourself over to the left. And I want you to feel as if you were doing this in between a piece of paper that's in front of you and a piece of paper that's behind. So there's no rolling forward and there's no rolling back. We're just in a straight line. And breathe. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Inhale, bring it up. Sweep the arms down. Take a moment, roll the shoulders, roll the body. Okay? All right, chair comes to the other side. Here we go. All right. Let's find our balance on this side. So again, take a moment, spread through the toes, anchor through the ball of the foot and the heels. Hand comes to the back of the chair. We're not going to assume anything. Just because we went to one place on one side, this side's completely different. I want you to bend into the left leg and cross at the ankles. And breathe. Release the chair. Good. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Okay, if that one felt good, hand comes back to the chair, uncross. Feet are close to each other. Bend into the knees, so it's as if you're beginning to sit into a chair. You're squeezing through your glutes here. Again, we've got one hand on the chair. You're going to bring this left leg up, over, and squeeze those thighs together as if you're holding onto a $100 bill. If your body says yes, release your hands. Good. How's your balance on this side? Good. Hand comes back to the chair. Leg gently straightens. Let your arms come out, T formation. This time I'm waving at you with my left hand. Left hand is going to come under. Exhale. Sweep the left arm underneath strongly. Now, you're going to bring this left hand all the way back around so that it can hold on to the right. First part, shift into the body weight of the right leg. Bring that left leg up and over, crossing at the ankles. Find your balance. Is balance okay on this side? If it is, release. Next, bend into the knees. Okay, when you're ready, bring that left leg high up and over, squeeze tightly through the thighs, and find your balance. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. There you go. Beautiful. Look at you go. Awesome. Very nice. And gently release the leg. Gently unwind the arms. Deep, full inhale. This time, here we go. Right hand is going to clasp the left wrist. Bend at the elbows. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently slide over to the right. Hips are moving out to the left. Deep breath. Again, moving through two pieces of paper, one to the front, one to the back. And then gently release. Inhale. Exhale, float the arms down. Beautiful, you guys. Okay. That was gorgeous. Now we get some downtime. Go team. So come all the way back down. Okay. If you have blankets, I want you to bring your blankets long ways like this. And this is going to be our final posture. So I want you to make sure that you are good and comfy. If you don't have blankets, please come into Savasana. Okay? All right, blankets are long. You're also going to have a block, which is going to act as your pillow. So what you're going to do, and everybody's going to get to fidget with this a little bit because everybody's low backs want something slightly different. You're going to take your blankets. One long side, it's going to go right back against the sacrum. Your block is handy. Here, you're going to just gently roll yourself onto your blankets. Place your block under your head as your pillow. There we go. And then allow, legs can either stretch long or you can put them in cobbler's pose, which is knees are bent, soles of the feet are together. Please take what feels best. Arms are down by the side, palms facing up. This should feel good for your low spine. If it does not, you may need to drop down to one blanket. If it still doesn't feel good, please take Savasana and prop underneath your knees. Let your eyes close. And begin to come back into the breath. And as you begin to come back into your breath, as you inhale, feel your breath come from below the sits bones up the back to pause at the top above the head. And as you exhale, feel your exhale gently cascade down your front to again ground below the sits bone. Follow the circle of breath. And as you follow your circle of breath, come back into your sphere of awareness. Take a moment as you're breathing to connect into awareness of your back and 1 to 2 feet away from it. Then come into awareness of the area that's 1 to 2 feet below the sits bone. See if you can hold the back and that area that is below. And then as you continue to breathe, find awareness in front of you. And finally, complete the circle by bringing the awareness to 1 to 2 feet above you. And as you breathe, know that with every breath, you're coming into deeper awareness of your circle all around you. And when you're ready, you can release the breath, the moment of gratitude, and simply allow your body to become very still and allow your body to breathe with you. Gently begin to find your way back, allowing movement of your fingers and your toes. Then allow that awareness to come through your legs, through your arms, back into the center of the body, and reconnect into your breath. Take a full deep inhale and a full deep exhale through the nose, and find extension as you lengthen your arms up over your head, stretching your legs away from you, and feeling that really delicious opening into all parts of your body, inside and out. And gently removing your pillow so that you can draw your knees high into your chest, still being comfortable. Give yourself a gentle squeeze. And as long as it feels good, there we go, good, beautiful. And then with ever so much grace, gently roll yourself off your blanket, pressing yourself back up. Do this very gently, very slowly. There you go, beautiful, you guys. Come back into a seated posture. Gently bring your hands to your heart. You guys, thank you so, so much for allowing me to be part of your practice today. I honor the divine in you, that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste. And may the blessings be.